on this computer. There's your warning. It has started. Okay, so welcome. And let's get this yoga party started. Today, helpful always to have 2 blocks, particularly for any of those who are watching the recording later who like to play with arm balances. We're going to have a session or a little module later where we can play with stretches, or the stretch can turn into an arm balance. So it's a really nice kind of modular way for us to decide, okay, do I want to sit here and stretch? Do I want to add a little bit of fire and play with an arm balance? So 2 blocks would be helpful for that. And obviously for the rest of the flow too, sometimes it's just nice to have them nearby. So we will need 1 block when we lay down, and we're going to start on our backs today. So if you have the playlist, definitely hit play. Any playlist though that you know and love, go for it and hit play so you can surround yourself with music that you enjoy. Grab a block and let's lay down. So if you want to kick on the abs early in class, bring your feet as wide as the mat, your seat about halfway down the mat, grab your block, open up the chest, roll the shoulders back, and then curl the tail so you start to get this Pilates style C curve. And feet can come about hips width distance apart, and keep slowly rolling down. Let your shoulders glide down with you. At some point, my back is quite stiff, so I pick up a lot of speed when I roll down, but you might be able to undulate down until you get to the ground. Once you're down on the ground, just place your block off to the side. We'll use it in a moment, and grab your knees, cupping them, but keeping your arms long. Give yourself a roll in one direction and then in the other. So we're massaging the low spine here, the back of the pelvis. Just get a little movement in there. Maybe close the eyes. Start to turn on your breath, breathing deep. Opening up the mouth, exhale, release the breath. And then find some stillness here. Interlace your palms behind your right thigh and stretch your toes up towards the ceiling. Hamstring stretch here. You can point and flex your toe. If your hamstring feels very tight, try some nerve glides. That's when you bend the knee and then extend, flex, point. Bend, extend, flex, point. So you're getting some hamstring stretching in, some dynamic stretching, and then you're warming up the ankle too. But if you don't feel pain or your hamstrings already feel pretty open, stay with just the classic stillness here, interlacing palms behind the thigh, bringing your leg closer to your chest. And if you want more, extend that other leg, the left leg long. Breathe. And then cross this leg over the body. Take your right thumb, hook it into the hip. So you drive your right hip down, keeping those hips squared. And then your left hand is helping to coach your right leg over and crossing the midline. IT band stretch. You don't have to go too far here. Keep those hips anchored on the ground. And then open it out wide the opposite direction. You can grab onto a sock or your pants. You can even let the leg open out to the side, pushing it down. Take your left palm and anchor down the left hip. You'll find your palm might actually fit nicely on your hip here, a little puzzle piece fitting together. Nice. Some easy stretches this morning. Half happy baby. Right knee into right armpit. Grab for the outside of the shin, the calf, the toes, the blade of the foot. Warming up that hip joint. And then coming up to my favorite figure 4. So let that left leg anchor down so your foot connects with your mat. And find your keyhole crossing your right knee over the top of the left leg, pulling that figure 4 in towards your chest. Oh, my favorite, because I'm always perpetually tightening my glutes. You can make this as loose or as intense as you want as a stretch. Hold on now, this time to the foot, the right foot, just grabbing your foot with your left palm. And then gently push out the right thigh above the knee. And if you feel any twitching in the knee, just back off. Be very kind to your knees. They're connected to our hip flexibility a bit here. So we just want to go at the pace of our knees. If you ever feel weird twinges, back off. Nice work. Release the foot and stretch that leg long. It might feel pretty good. Squeezing the left knee in. And then switch, squeeze the right knee in, left leg extends long. Give yourself a couple switches here. This is more about the stretch for the front side of the body than it is about any sort of ab work here. But you can pull your belly button to your spine just to find a little bit of safety for the low back, a little bit of stability. And then keep the left knee in towards the chest the next time it lands there. Interlace your palms behind the left thigh. If you took the first series with your right foot planted, go for it. And then take inventory. How does this feel as you take your hamstring stretch? Do you want to try those nerve glides? Bending the knee, extending, flex and point. Sometimes if you have sciatica, the nerve glides are really helpful for that type of symptom. Really tight back, really tight hamstrings, any nerve sensations going down the side of the leg. The dynamic stretches really help to ease that opening up. Bend, extend, flex the foot, point the foot. Might as well get a little ankle articulation while we're at it, right? All right, nice work. Wrap that up and then slowly pull that leg a little bit closer towards your chest. If you want more, you can extend this right leg long on the mat. And then take the leg across the body over to the right. So grab that little left thumb of yours, hook it into your hip and roll the left hip down. Keep both hips squared and anchored to the back of the mat. IT band stretch. And then let's take it out for a half straddle here. Your right palm anchoring down that right hip, opening up the leg out to the side. You can grab onto your pant, or you can even just push the leg down a bit. Let's take that half happy baby. Left knee in towards left armpit, grabbing for the calf, the shin, the blade of the foot, the toes, whatever feels good here. And then my favorite, figure four. Some good time here on our backs. Nice long spine, crossing that left ankle over your right knee. Find that keyhole, pull the whole stack in towards your chest. Keep your feet flexed. And then with your right palm, grab the right foot and gently, very carefully with your left hand, push out the left thigh. Avoid pushing on the knee, but otherwise we keep our feet flexed and we just help kind of open up this squared pose and posture with our palms, pulling the right foot in, the left foot with our right hand, pulling that towards us, but pushing the left thigh away. So this push-pull to really help coax the hips open and open up the glutes too. All right, really nice. Let that go. Take those stretches one last time. One knee in towards your chest, the other leg extends, and switch and really pull that knee in towards the chest. Give it a little bit of exaggeration here. Make it a bigger move. And then slowly start to bring the head, neck, and shoulders up. And now we'll turn this into core work. Aha, kind of sneaky transition there, right? So flipping your palms so that both palms will squeeze the leg in towards the chest, bring the belly button to the spine, push the low back into the mat, as though I could not even slide a piece of paper underneath your low core. Keep the neck a little bit open as though you have a piece of fruit in your neck area, so you're just not crunching the chin towards the collarbone. You're keeping a little space there. And try and lift the shoulders off the mat a little bit higher. We'll wrap up in 3 and 2. Last round, finish up at both sides. And then release the head down, gaze side to side. Really nice. Grab your block, place it on top of the right thigh, and you've got lengths and widths to play with here. So let's use the longest way from connecting thigh to your left elbow. And then open up the head here as though you're just interlacing your palms behind your head. Reach the left leg long and just stay here and squeeze elbow, block, and knee together. Left elbow, right knee, block sandwich, lift up the shoulder, squeeze, 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 whew, and release. Place the block on the other side. Now your right elbow sandwiches the block to left thigh. Reach that right leg long and just squeeze. That's all you need to do is push. Block into knee, knee into block. Oh, feel those obliques turn on. Oh, all right, and rest. Reach your neck side to side. 2 more rounds of that. Play with how much of the block you want in there. Maybe you flatten it out. It will require you to curl up a little bit more as we switch sides. Left elbow, right knee, curl, curl, curl. But it might feel good to curl up a little bit more. Push, push, push. And then break, other side. Right elbow, left knee, right leg long, curl, 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 push, push, push. Feel those obliques. Oh, and rest. Last time, maybe you ditch the block. Honestly, I think the block is more work for me personally, but ditch it if you like. And then keep curling past your knee this time. Curl, curl, curl. Reach, 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 and then switch sides. Curl, curl, curl. Reach your chest and your elbows past that leg. Oh, rest. Drive those knees around. Give yourself a little break. Whew. And then let's come on up to a seated posture. You can rock and roll if that feels good on the spine. Grabbing your ankles, let your knees come out wide, diamond shape with the legs. Once you grab the ankles, pull the chest up nice and tall and bow, take a stretch. Letting that head gaze towards the feet or beyond. Any amount you bow here is great. If you want to stretch the inner thighs, pull those heels closer in towards your seat. Oh, nothing like getting that core work out of the way. All right, let's come on up to all fours, planting your palms, knees underneath your hips. Take your cat-cow, push the mat away and pull the chest through the shoulders, gaze forward. And then cat pose, really push the mat away again, but this time curling the tail and drop the head. Inhale, open up. And exhale, push the mat away a couple times here, just linking movement to breath. Let your breath guide you. Let it feel big. Take up some space. Pushing the mat away, exaggerating every move. Maybe you're tucking the toes and untucking them. And then once you're in your cat pose, stay. Push, push, push the mat away. With your feet flat, lift the knees up a little bit. Keep pushing the mat away. Pull belly button to spine. And then release the knees and cat-cow it out, flush it out. One more time like that. Inhale. As you pull the chest through for cow, exhale on your next cat pose, hold it. Pull the belly button to the spine, push the mat away. Maybe lift the knees. Option to tuck the toes this time so it's more like a bear. If you have sensitive knees, try the tops of the feet instead. Whew. And then reach your right leg long behind you, toes on the mat. Give yourself a rock and roll, stretch the calf muscles here. And we're just gonna lift up the leg so it's kind of flush with your hips. Push the mat away, roll the right hip down, point your toes towards the ground, and then taps. Tap the toe down, lift it up. Tap the toe down, lift it up. Point your toe, elongate that leg even more. Keep tapping and lifting, tapping and lifting. We're going for 3 more. For 2, keep the belly button anchored to the spine. 1 more. And then bend the knee out to this side and start to glide this right knee towards your right shoulder. Tap it, reach it back. Tap it, and then reach it long. Your hips are gonna open up a little bit here, that's fine. You no longer have super squared hips so that we can get that external rotation in the hips. We can bring the knee closer to the shoulder. Nice work. Just 1 more here, and then bring it down. Other side, reaching the ball of the foot. Give yourself a calf stretch to start. Pull the belly button to the spine, square off the hips, and then lift the leg. Re-square off the hips, pull belly button to spine again, then tap it down, point the foot, lift it up. Pointing and lifting, feel that really purposeful movement where the glute and the hamstring meet. Getting our glutes warmed up. Whew. We'll have a little bit of glute hamstring work at the end, which should be a little bit of a burner, but it's quick and it's really effective. All right, open up that hip just so slightly, like you're pointing your toes out to the side. Bend the left knee and then tap left knee to the upper left shoulder. As high up as you can get. Reaching it long behind you and then tapping it. Reaching it long behind you and then gliding it forward. Couple more here. Just 2 more. Woof. 1 more. Nice work. Okay. From here, you're going to tuck your toes, come into your first down dog. Pedal out the feet. Give yourself a nice stretch. Option here to keep the feet close together, toes and ankles, glued, and then kind of kick your right heels out to the side, bend the knees like you're this accordion. And you really, really bend the knees a lot, and then you spring forward into a plank pose, and then take the other side. Heels kick out to the left, and then you stretch and you push yourself forward. So you've got these kind of alternating accordion legs. It's a nice stretch for the side body. It is a bit of a burner. You're going to turn on a lot of fire in the body. So wrap up either side. You'll feel the quads really engage here. We'll meet back in down dog. Take a child's pose if you want. Take my socks off. My cat tends to get really rambunctious right before class. And if I'm not wearing socks, she will bite at my feet. So I started wearing socks during our practice. All right, from your down dog, reach your right leg high behind you. Point the toe, bend the knee, open the hip, take a stretch. Oh, lift the knee up a little bit higher. Kick the heel back behind you a little further. We are going to tap right knee to right shoulder. Then bring it center, hover knee to nose, and then just plop that right knee straight down underneath you. Wing that right foot out to the side, modified side plank, right palm down, left arm up, stretch, reach the left arm overhead to really get that side body opening. Maybe you come up onto your fingertips, push the back leg of the foot down, breathe, 1 deep inhale to the side body. And exhale, bring it down. You have all 4s down, and let's take knees, chest, chin. Come all the way down to the ground, knees down, chest down. Flip your feet, curl yourself forward. Roll the shoulders back, gazing forward, breathe in. And then breathe out. Couple flows of low baby cobra. Inhale, rolling the shoulders back, gaze forward. Exhale, come down. Breathing in. And breathing out. All right, option here, 2 options, because I know we all have our favorite chest stretches. Fingertips off the mat, elbows point up. You roll yourself up in a big wave and you come down. Other options, you wing your arms out like a T and you roll over each shoulder. I know you all love that, so take it if you would like. I'm fighting the hiccups here. It's so strange. Hopefully these rolls will massage them out of me. So I'm going to keep rolling. You guys keep stretching. You're either taking that T stretch, rolling over your shoulder, stretching the shoulders, or you are rolling like a wave with me. All right, just keep breathing wherever you are. Another 2 or 3 breaths, so wrap up if you need to tackle the other side. Oh, and then let's push it back into a child's pose. Meet us there when you are ready. Option to immediately take a side body stretch in your child's pose. Reaching over to the right side with your left palm, place it on top of the right hand. Anchor down the left hip. Take the other side, walking your arms over to the left, topping right palm on top of left, anchor your right hip down. Nice work. Let's come back to all fours. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Spend a still 5 breaths here, or you spend 5 to 6 breaths in that accordion style plank flow. Kicking your heels out to the left, bend the knees, really let your seat come towards your heels, and then push yourself forward into your plank. And then take the other side, alternating your springy accordion here and finding a really strong plank in between. If this is not for you, you breathe in down dog, you pedal out those feet, you find the stretch, pressing your chest towards your thighs. And then we'll all meet in down dog. Whew, that really turns on the cardio. Let's lift our left leg high to the sky, bend the knee, open up the hip, lift the knee a little higher, and then kick the heel behind you a little bit more so than you think you can. We've all always got like an extra inch in each range of movement that we don't think we have, and then we just try it. And sometimes you'll find a little bit of extra space. Bring that left knee out to the outside of the left shoulder, and then knee to nose, hover, plop that left knee down right underneath you to come into your modified side plank. Left palm down, right arm up. Push into the back blade of the foot and then reach your right arm over so you get this great side body stretch. Breathe. Breathe into every little muscle down the ribs here. Whew, inhaling in and exhaling. And then rotate the chest to square it off. Come onto all fours. Knees, chest, and chin. Squeezing your chest as it glides in between your elbows. Flip your feet. Inhale, roll it up. Little baby cobra. Inhale in. And exhale, come down. Lift it up, another baby cobra. Breathe it in. And then breathe it out. Let yourself come down. Inhaling to lift, gazes forward. Squeeze shoulders behind you. Maybe lift up the palms behind you like you're pressing the air away. Stay, breathe it in. And then exhale, child's pose. Option in child's pose to tent the fingertips. Get a little bit of an extra stretch for the shoulders. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Coming back through a strong plank pose, tuck your toes, extend your heels behind you, drop the hips, and then push the mat away. Let's take 3 serratus push-ups. You can take these on your knees if you would like, letting the chest kind of glide down and then push the mat away. This is all about the rotation of the shoulders. It feels like your chest and neck are gonna kind of fall through the shoulders and then push the mat away. Nice work. Take a slow walk to the top of the mat. Feel every inch underneath your feet. When you get to the top of the mat, hang heavy. Options. You can crawl your fingertips forward and make this an elongated forward fold, bringing weight towards your heels. You can grab opposite elbows, take a ragdoll, maybe interlace your palms behind you. Always remember you can bend your knees as much as you would like. When I first started doing yoga, no one cued bend knees. It was like a dirty thing. I don't know what was happening with yoga in the 2000s, early 2000s, where we just never bent our knees. So take those knee bends whenever you want. They are there for you. Release the palms and very slowly, let's reach ourselves and roll up standing. Oh, when we get to the top of our mat, let's take a nice side body stretch. Let your right palm glide down your side, the side of your leg, and reach your left arm over. Gaze underneath the armpit. If you find yourself curling forward, see if you can really keep the belly in and keep this all together and tight. Then you reach. Take the other side. Let the left palm kind of guide you down as you glide left palm down the leg, right arm up and over. Gaze underneath the armpit. Breathe. Interlace your palms behind the head. Wing the elbows out. Reorganize your feet underneath you. Pull the belly in. Let the tail drop. Lift yourself up and then gaze back. Oh, open up those shoulders. Open up that chest and heart space. Small back bend here. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Nice chair pose, Utkatasana. Building a little fire. Toes and heels together, knees together. Tuck the tailbone ever so slightly, and then open up the chest a little bit more. If the arms bother you, you can always interlace palms behind you to open up the chest. That's an option. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Take a bow. Bow into you, hips up, head down. Breathe, fingertips towards your shins. Flatten out your back. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step it back. Vinyasa of choice. You might be ready for your chaturanga. Stick with the baby cobra if it feels like your jam. We meet in downward facing dog. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Breathe it in. Exhale. Huge breath in. It is all about the breath. And the longest exhale out. Let's take a slow walk to the top of the mat. Take one beat at the top of your mat when you get there for a forward fold of your choice. Bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana right away. Open up the chest, breathe in, sit even lower, maybe lift up the toes. Breathe it in. And then breathe it out, bow. Hips up, head down. Bringing your fingertips towards your shins. Let's flow. Let's elongate that spine. Bend the knees. Plant the palms. Plank pose. You choose. Would you like a chaturanga? Would you like a baby cobra, an upward facing dog? Like someone offering you a cheese board, and you're like, yes, I would like the brie today. Pick out what you like. Find 3 breaths into your down dog, filling up your lungs. Feel the sides, really feel the sides of the body today. Elongate, open up, widen up. And exhale. Another deep inhale in. And exhale. Last one, breathe it in. And breathe it out. Option to walk or take a jump or two to the top of the mat. As many little hops as you would like. Bend the knees, sit at low, chair pose, Utkatasana, open up the chest. From here, lift up the right heel and then cross it over for a standing figure 4. Hands can come into prayer. Point the knee out to the side as much as you can, but keep those hips square. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Breathing in and breathing out. Last one here, inhale in And exhale, pick the knee up with you, slice it back, warrior three. Hips stay square, back toe pointing to the ground, belly button to spine. Slight bend in the standing leg. Tricky transition, but you've got it. We're gonna open this up to half moon. So you can start to open up the hips, reach the arms long. A block underneath the top hand might be helpful. And take your time unfurling this into your half moon. Strong standing leg. Bring the weight back into the heel. Micro bend in the knees so you're safe. Pulling belly button to spine. Opening up the chest and opening up the hips. Woo. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Bend the front knee a lot because you can, and then step it back. Huge reach back to warrior two. Aha, nice work. Push into the back blade of the foot. Bend the knee a lot. Strong warrior two here. Tip it back, peaceful warrior. Take your side body stretch. Yummy. Breathe in. And breathe out. Left elbow to left knee. Extended side angle. Strong bend in the front leg, just like your warrior two. Open up the hips, open up the chest, and let's reach the arm overhead. Similar to our half moon pose, our warrior two, our extended side angle. Strong legs, opening up the chest towards the sky. Nice work, one more breath. Plant the palms on the inside of your left foot, heel toe it out to the side, lizard pose. Opening up the chest, the palms come down, maybe knee bends behind you, gaze forward. Exhale, tip the hips up, straighten both legs as much as you can and bow. Rebend the knee, inhale, gaze forward. Blocks can be underneath the palms here as you take this flow. We're just taking 3 of them. Move as much as you would like in this mini flow. Maybe your legs don't want to straighten out too much today. Listen to your body. Maybe you want to linger in one of those poses. We will meet back in this lizard pose. Exhale and inhale. Breathe it in, breathe it out. Bring that left leg behind you and take your flow. Perhaps you'd like to come up into your plank for chaturanga. Maybe you're ready to wash it out by coming down onto your belly. We will meet in downward facing dog. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Another deep inhale in and exhale. Filling up those lungs and exhale, releasing. 2 more, breathing in. Close the eyes, maybe shake the head yes, maybe shake it no. Flutter the lips, make noise. Last breath. And from here, we're gonna come to the top of the mat. So you decide how you wanna get there. Handstand kicks, donkey kicks, hops, a walk. They are all great choices. Toes and heels together. Let's find our chair pose. You know we won't be here long. We're gonna lift up our left heel and take our standing figure 4. Prayer pose position with the hands. Open up the chest, sit low. And by sit, I don't mean really sit in the pose, but it feels like a chair. So it's kind of a nice key visual. But what we're doing is we're keeping a strong bend in the front knee in the standing leg. And we're playing with our balance. So there's that constant push-pull. So I guess really there's no sitting at all. There's floating, there's trying, there's balancing, there's strength, there's stretch. Pretty much everything but a sit. As you stand up, bring that left knee with you and then slice it back for your warrior 3. Pointing the toe down behind you to keep your hips square. Keep the belly in. Belly is so strong here to protect the back. And we're gonna open up into our half moon pose. Right palm comes down about 2 to 3 feet in front of you. Work on shifting the weight back into the right heel, opening up the hips, micro bend in the standing leg, point the toe out to the side or up towards the sky, and start to rotate chest and hips all the way up to the sky. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Breathing in and breathing out. Last breath here, you've got it. Inhaling in and exhale. Bend the standing leg a lot and take a big step back. Find your warrior two. Maybe you want to reorganize your feet a little bit. Strong bend in the front knee. Push into the back blade of the hip. Back blade of the foot. I just saw the rain start pouring down. That was a little distracting. Let the tailbone drop. Tip it back, peaceful warrior. Take your side body stretch. Oh, epic rain happening. I love this. And then right elbow to right knee. Find your extended side angle. We're gonna, oh my gosh, it's hailing actually. So we're gonna open up our chest towards the sky. Re-bend the right knee so it's really strong. Left arm overhead. Find that length in the side body. Wow, it is hailing like crazy. Whew. Incredible weather. Gaze down. Bring your palms on the inside of your right foot. Take your lizard pose, back knee down, stretch. So you know you can stay here, you can skip the flow. You know that if you like the pyramid pose, the hamstring stretch bonus, you tuck your back toe and you straighten bow legs and bow as much as you can or want to. Rebend, inhale, gaze forward, back knee down. Exhale, push everything away and straighten out those legs. I'm just going to take it 3 times. I've definitely been in classes where the flow is not appealing. I just picked a pose and I stretched. So I want to give you guys those options too. Find your lizard pose one more time. Stretch it out. Nice work. We're going to find our knee behind us on all 4s, and then you choose how you want to transition this through, from plank or coming all the way down to your belly. Find your baby cobra or your upward facing dog. And just like that, that storm is over. It passed. We meet in down dog. 3 breaths here. Breathing in and breathing out. Another deep inhale in and exhale. Last one, breathe it in. Ooh, let it go. Walk to the top of the mat, float, jump, play with your donkey kicks or handstand hops. And then we'll meet in our chair pose, Utkatasana. Open up the chest, breathe. Lift up your right heel, standing figure 4. Left leg is your standing leg. It is strong, it is bending the knee. Squaring off the hips, flexing the feet, rolling the shoulders back, breathe, and exhale. Next inhale, we stand up with our knee, we slice it back for our warrior 3, pull the belly in, and right away, open up the arms, start to transition into your half moon. Your weight is more towards the heel. Your left palm is down, your right arm is reaching. Reach that left leg a little bit more, breathe it in. Sorry, I said left, but I meant reach your right leg higher, a little bit more, you got it. Bend the standing leg, bend that knee, step it back, warrior 2, aha. Reorganize your feet if you need to. Strong, solid bend in the front leg. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Find your peaceful warrior, side body stretch. Make sure you're not crunching too much in the side here or dumping. You're thinking of lifting up and over like we would a side body stretch. And then extended side angle, left elbow to left knee. Reaching the top arm overhead, maybe you take a half bind this time or a full bind. Taking your thumb, rotate it down so that you can help yourself, grabbing for your t-shirt, your legging on the inner thigh. Maybe you're taking this front arm and wrapping it underneath you to meet palms behind you for the full bind. Another deep breath in. Long breath out. Gaze down at your foot. Find your lizard pose. Palms on the inside of the left foot. Inhale, bring the chest forward. Exhale, straighten everything and bow. Inhale, bring the chest forward. Exhale, scoot the hips back, straighten out your legs. Inhale and exhale. We'll meet in an inhale. This time, keep the back knee up, nice and strong. An active lizard pose here. With your palms rooting down, start to point your left toes off the page, off the mat, heel and toes out. Step your right to do the same Malasana squat. Pushing out the inner thighs with your elbows. Our palms are at prayer pose, and we're letting our seat drop. Back is nice and strong and lifted here, gaze forward. Take your Malasana twist. I'll face you. Right palm up, pushes out this right knee. So your forearm is in front of the shin. Reach this left arm up. Even though we no longer actively pushing this out, think of having the hips open up. So our glutes need to do the work now. We need to push our knees out to the side. Take the bind if you want it, rotating thumbs down and around, clasping for your palms behind your knee, gazing up. Release that. If you need to take a forward fold in between sides, please do. It's a great way to reset. Otherwise, left palm in front of left shin. Reach this right arm up. And our glutes and hips are still working hard to push the knees out to the side. Think of pulsing back, back, back. Take the bind if you want it, rotating thumbs down. We reach around to grab our palms and fingertips. Nice work. Release that. We're just going to sit down. Ooh, so easy transition, bringing your palms behind you, let your feet come down. Boat pose. Bringing your palms behind the knees, open up the chest here, knees to tabletop, toes pointing forward, roll the chest open, just breathe, inhaling in and exhaling. Deep inhale and exhale. Last one, breathe it in and breathe it out. Cross the ankles, easy Sukhasana pose here. Take a little open twist, left palm to right knee. Gaze behind you, wash it out. Take this really gently if you'd like, or twist as much as your spine wants to. Okay, grabbing your right foot and right knee, cradle it like a baby. So your left leg can still stay kind of tucked in this half Sukhasana, easy seated pose. Otherwise, we're cradling our leg like a baby and just giving it some juice in the hip socket. Take your foot, see if you can anchor it into your elbow crease. And that way you've got both elbows bracing your leg, your shin, like a baby. Knee and elbow, foot and elbow. Rock and roll it side to side. Give it some juice. So good. Huge glute stretch. Absolutely massive. If at any point this feels like too much for your knees, you back off. You reach for the foot instead. All right. From here, we're going to let go of the cradling and use your left palm on your foot to give your foot a little backwards and forwards, like you're cycling almost in this air bicycle. You can use your right arm to brace behind you. You can also use both hands to come along for the ride. We're just juicing up that hip. So really push the knee behind you and give it some rotation. All right, from here, this is where 2 blocks might be helpful. So have them nearby by your hips. So options here, you're gonna stay juicing up the hip and stretching, cradling the baby. If all this is too much, you take a figure 4. If you wanna turn it on a little bit, you think of slinging this knee behind your shoulder like it's a backpack and place your right palm down onto the ground or on your block. Use your left palm to also anchor down on your block, and see if you can lift your seat up by pushing into your blocks with your palms. Maybe you can cross your ankles in front of you. Little hover here, and then bring your seat down. That's all it is. That's it. We'll take a vinyasa. We'll wash that out. What happened, happened. What didn't happen, didn't happen. So playing with shapes, it's really fun to see how the stretches and the strength building kind of add like building blocks on top of each other. And all strength and stretch builds. The body remembers it. It gets smarter over time. So all the work starts to aggregate in the best of ways. Let's find our down dog. Take an inhale in. Take a long exhale out. Oh, let that go. Slow walk, hop, jump, flow. Any way you want to transport yourself to the top of the mat, go for it. One last side here, you've got it. Just keep breathing. The quickest chair pose of all time. Lift up the left heel. Let's find our figure four. Opening up those hips, flex the feet, and bring the seat low. Stretch it out. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, bring that left knee up with you and then slice it back, warrior three, belly button to spine. Open it up right away for your half moon pose. Your fingertips come down, your hips and your chest open up. Reach your left arm, reach your left leg. High and bright, so much energy. Breathe it in. And breathe it out. Bend the front knees, step it back. Warrior two. Anchor down the feet. Strong bend in the front leg. Reaching the arms and then tip it back, peaceful warrior. Side body stretch. And then we're gonna bring this right elbow to our right knee. Optional to take a half bind here. Rotating your thumb down, point it down, loop it around your back, maybe grab for your t-shirt, your leggings. You can always play with your full bind here. We're using the strength of our glutes and our inner thighs to make sure that our knee keeps pointing over our second toe instead of knocking in. A lot of times our knee wants to knock in. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Gaze down at your foot and find your flow. Pyramid pose here, hips back, straight legs, and then rebend. Gaze forward. Hips back, straight legs, bow, inhale, chest pulls through, back knee bends. Stretch as much as you like. Pause anywhere along this flow. We will meet in a strong lizard pose stretch. Palms on the inside of your foot. Gazing forward, back knee is lifted and strong. Step it forward into your malasana pose. Just for one breath here, push the knees out, let the tailbone drop, open up the chest, lift up the spine, and then bring your seat down. Whew. Left leg to go, and then we will get into some glute work, hamstring work. So in your easy seated pose, you can leave your right leg knee bent in front of you. Pick up your left foot. Let your right palm cradle the left foot and the knee, and then start to rock it back and forth, easing our way into the cradle. And you know, at any point you stay. Wherever it feels good, you stay. If this feels good, you can grab the foot with your elbow crease, and then this left elbow crease comes along, so you're cradling your shin. Rock the baby. Our precious shin here. Keep toes flexed the entire series. That will help bring a little safety to the knees. And if at any point your knees are like, nope, you back off. You take a figure four, you stretch. All right, and like before, let's grab the foot and then push it behind you like you're pedaling this air tricycle. Or like those beach tricycles that are like really big. For some reason, I think of those because they just have these huge tires and you're making these huge circles. So like before, this is where we play. You decide if you want to stay and stretch. You decide if you want to sling this left knee behind you like you're strapping on a backpack, and then take your left palm, push the knee back behind you and the thigh back behind you. Let your palms come onto your blocks. See if you can lift your seat up. Maybe you extend your right leg in front of you. Maybe you hook your ankles and just float. And then bring your seat down. Aha, no big deal. Stretch out your wrists, give them a roll. One direction and then the other. Whew. Amazing work. Bring your seat forward. Grab a block like before. Curl under, roll down. With your block off to the side, bring your feet about hips width distance apart and lift your hips up. We're gonna stay here. Don't interlace your fingers underneath your back quite yet. We're just gonna stay and drive our heels into the ground and lift our hips up high. And then start to pulse, 8 pulses, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We walk our feet out and away, a little step out. And then option, feet can be as wide as the mat with heels and toes out. This will get the outer glutes now. 8 pulses, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more step out if you've got it. Lengthen out as long as you would like, almost as long as the mat. And let's take our final 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bonus, come to the tippity toes, the balls of the feet, and take your final 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the seat come down. Oh, for those that need to leave pretty much right around the hour mark, good idea to take a final stretch like a happy baby here, or a gentle, gentle twist, or a Baddha Konasana on your back, just to round out your practice. For those who have a few minutes more, we'll take a classic bridge, a few stretches and be done. Roll your hips up to the sky, interlace your palms this time, open up that chest underneath you, anchor your arms down, lift the hips high, breathe, and exhale. Driving heels into the ground. Legs are strong, glutes are activated. Last breath here. And then exhale, separate out your arms, let your back roll down, upper, middle, and then low spine. Nice work. Let's take a twist here, really gentle twist. Option to take your block, place it in between the knees, and then let the knees fall over to the left as you gaze over the right shoulder. I love taking the block in between the knees. It helps keep my back nice and wide, my low spine, finding space. Close the eyes, let yourself deregulate or decompress, downregulate, not deregulate. That's for someone else to decide. Let the side body feel long. So even in our twist, see if you can find a little length in the spine. And then we'll switch sides. Let your stack fall over to the right. Gaze over the left shoulder. Breathe. Finding a long spine here. Letting the eyes be heavy. Come back up through center and then cross your right knee on top of left. Reach for the outside of the shins or the blades of the feet. Let your elbows drop. A reclined cow legs here to stretch the glutes. If this is too much, you can always take a figure 4 on your back. Keep the spine nice and long. Breathe it in and breathe it out. Another deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhaling in. And exhale. Find a happy baby for your transition in between sides. Opening up the thighs. Stretching the inner thighs. Keeping the spine long. And then switch. Left leg on top. Knees stack, reaching for the outer ankles or maybe the feet. Let the elbows drop down. Keep the spine long if it's popping off the mat. And then come center. Give yourself one last little rock and roll here, side to side. Maybe you want to give yourself a squeeze if your back is healthy. Option to take your Shavasana with a Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees apart. Slide blocks underneath the thighs to make it a restorative version. Or you're reaching your legs out long for a classic Shavasana pose. Few minutes here with your eyes closed, finding rest. Let the effort of the breath come into the belly. The belly rises and expands, and then releases. The chest will follow, but the attention and the consciousness is aware that the breath is coming from the belly. Feel the palm rise if your palms are on your belly. Just become fascinated with all the little details. The softness of the belly, how it rises, how it falls. The breath coming into the nostrils and leaving nice and warm through the nostrils. Let the eyes become heavy, space in between the eyebrows relaxed, cheeks full. Separate upper and lower teeth. If you are in your Baddha Konasana, start to separate the feet. Use your palms to help guide your legs together, knees up, feeling the feet on the mat, and then exaggerate it. Let the feet walk out as wide as the mat with knees knocking in. Reach your arms behind you, take a stretch, interlace the palms, push them away. Hug biceps towards your ears. Fill up the lungs, let the belly rise. Exhale, breathe it out. Release the arms at your sides. And start to walk your feet towards your glutes so you can come up and swing yourself over onto your side. Nice and tight like a little ball. Using your arm like a pillow. Give yourself a little break here. And then push yourself up to a comfortable position, mindful of all props and blocks. Let the seat anchor down. Your palms can be on your knees or flipped up. Lift the spine tall. Let the crown of the head reach towards the sky and let the spine drop, and then belly is soft, ribs kind of knit in a little bit instead of just arching open. We're finding a neutral spine. Bring your ear towards your shoulder in one direction and then in the other. Take that a few more times if you would like. Finding one last little sweet moment for yourself here as you are seated. And then bringing your hands in prayer, your head, crown of the head, nice and neutral and long. Take a moment to thank yourself for your practice today. Opening up the side body represents finding opportunity. With eyes closed, take a huge inhale in and a long exhale out. Thank you, yogis. Thank you for flowing today and for the impromptu weather report you got while, while flowing, the unsolicited weather report from me. Hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Namaste. Thank you.